Welcome back to part 4 of gaslighting my MDF dining table into feeling fancy. Here's the inspiration behind my series of poor life decisions. And I'm overdressed, obviously, and unreasonably excited to slap more mud on furniture. Also, is it just me, or does this smart Lisa stuff look weirdly delicious? Like concrete ganache. Clearly in a past life I was one of those weirdos that ate their walls. Now I don't want to alarm anyone or cause widespread panic, but this DIY project is very nearly done. And frankly, I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life after this. If I were smart, I'd finish my bedroom, or the bathroom. But that would be denying who I really am, and that just doesn't seem emotionally safe. But considering I came dangerously close to setting fire to this table a few weeks ago, the fact it now resembles actual furniture feels like growth. You may have also noticed I made absolutely no effort to protect my carpets today. Pepper is currently crispier than any piece of bacon should legally allowed to be. But silver lining, cement comes out of carpets surprisingly well. And I did change the previously ruined dress to avoid trashing another one. So not only am I learning from my mistakes, I'm also eco-friendly now. Now as usual, I'm going for my tried and tested, slap it on and hope for the best approach. If using the smart base stuff has taught me anything, it's that the first coat is just there for the vibes. It's the second coat that does all the heavy lifting, suddenly making things look vaguely intentional. But honestly, this stuff is weirdly satisfying to use. It's literally spreading like butter. If this goes well, I might actually have to microcement my kitchen. Ooh, or the weird little nook area I currently dump my shoes. Either way, no service will be safe. So this is where we're at now. Guess I'll see you in 6 hours when we can sand it down and do it all over again. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 5 of Building My Dream Dining Table from Scratch. Now, like most of my impulsive decisions, it all began with dangerously doom-scrolling Pinterest for home renovation inspo, when I fell in love with a table I could never realistically afford, because apparently having monkey feet will only get you so far in life. But as a total idiot with absolutely no skill or experience in furniture design, I thought, how hard can it be? I now fully understand, and agree, that the price of that table was completely justified, as this DIY project has brought me dangerously close to arson on more than one occasion. But against all odds, and several near misses with health and safety violations, we are finally doing the last layers of Microcement. And honestly, this might be the best thing I've ever made that didn't exit from my inappropriate places. And just like childbirth, I'm now staring at it in the face thinking, it wasn't that bad, maybe I could do it again. Because this final layer of Microcement is going on smoother than a freshly shaven mongoose smothered in jelly. And to think just 2 years ago, I was so clueless. I thought command strips were the pinnacle of home improvement. Turns out I'm still just as clueless. But if you're gonna screw something up, you might as well be brave and dive in balls deep. Now I did decide to crack out the electric sander to really smooth out my tabletop, mainly because I'm absolutely exhausted and haven't slept in 3 days thanks to my children. Sure, I'll have to spend the next hour wiping down each individual leaf of my olive tree, but that feels like a future problem, and maybe I can bribe my 8-year-old to deal with it. Now is it just me, or is this Microcement dust doing wonders for my hair? Guys, we only went and bloody did it. I've actually built a concrete-style dining table all by myself. Well, assuming I don't get hit by some natural disaster, or spontaneously combust over the next few hours, as all there's left to do is to varnish and seal the absolute shit out of it. Because after months of foul language, minor arson attempt, and nearly losing an eye, I'm not letting this thing be destroyed by a rogue spaghetti hoop just because my kids have the hand-eye coordination of a stunned potato. At this point, I'm not sure if I'm more proud of myself for actually pulling this off, because let's be honest, the odds weren't exactly always in my favour, or just relieved it's finally over. But either way, my husband now gets the absolute joy, some might even say a privilege, of joining me for a multitude of hours in the range and Dunelm mill, while I spiral and get overwhelmed by placemats and centerpieces. I can already feel his joy radiating through the floorboards.
I don't wanna.
Now to attempt to make this table even remotely bomb-proof from my children, I'm slathering on 4 coats of smart varnish and booster. Yes, 4, because my 4-year-old is essentially a caffeinated raccoon in Paw Patrol pajamas, with the destructive power of a small hurricane. Honestly, this table might survive a meteor strike, but I'm not sure it'll survive snack time. So for the next 7 days, maybe even forever, it's being treated like a sacred relic. You can look, but you can't touch. Like the crown jewels, or Jason Momoa in a towel. So who's ready for the big reveal? Nah, I'm just kidding. This stuff takes 4 hours to dry. I'll see you later. Now, before we get overexcited about the fact I finally finished this damn project, here's a little reminder of what my MDF dining table looked like in all its glory. And now look at this sexy little turnip of a table. Plus, it only took me an hour and a half to choose the table decorations in the range, so that's always a fun little bonus. Am I proud of it? Absolutely. But honestly, I feel the same way about this as I did after childbirth. It's been dragged out, mildly traumatic, swore I'd never do it again, and yet here I am already thinking maybe just one more. And there you have it, my DIY dining table is finally done, and now I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life.